something we're following very, very closely. You can see the former president there just moments ago leaving the courtroom with plenty of officials and security on hand at this downtown Manhattan courthouse as he has pled not guilty to 34 counts there. So we will continue to follow this very, very closely here on Live Now from Fox. Another look right now, as you can see, the press conference set up for Alvin Bragg. We're getting plenty of different shots here from around the courthouse right now. Outside of the courthouse, you can see plenty of officials and New York City Police members there on the ground as they continue to follow this as well. You can see just the motorcade there, potentially former President Trump getting in it as he will leave and go to Mar-a-Lago once more. Florida is expected to make a speech one more time later on tonight. That is the shot out there right now. Of course, we also have an overhead shot. You see it just changed this motorcade there right now as the former president will depart here. It took about an hour. That arraignment did as he pled guilty to 34 criminal charges there. Of course, we'll learn more about what those criminal charges were in this press conference with Alvin Bragg coming up in mere moments. We will take you out to that as soon as we can. But there are still plenty of people on the ground, both supporters of the former president as well as people on the other side. I want to put up all the images we have right now. You can see just the motorcade on the move right now very quickly after departing that area. Let's jump right back into our Fox 5 team in New York as they continue to do a great job covering all of this. Let's listen into what they have to say as they continue to cover them leaving and heading back to Florida.
To you, and then when you get closer to the airport, Port Authority is really actually the law enforcement entity that secures the airport. So at that point, NYPD will do this handoff when he gets to the airport. But here you are, you can see the people. What we call safe houses. Where would you take the president at any given moment in time within the route to a safe house, a place that you would actually secure should something happen, a place where you can actually hold him?
Right, so just highly choreographed, of course, as you'd expect, and certainly a fascinating sight. I mean, imagine the people who are just going about their lives, certainly by this part in the route. Maybe they're just walking along their daily life.
Just another day.
There goes Donald Trump from the courthouse. It's a pretty wild, surreal sight, no doubt about it, as he is heading towards LaGuardia Airport. And really, a whirlwind 24 hours or so.
Absolutely. 5 years in the making, this investigation. Again, a year ago this week, we thought that this investigation dead in the water. Alvin Bragg resurrected it, and here we are today. We're former President Donald Trump facing 34 felony counts. He's pleaded not guilty, and this is just the start now. We need to find out more about these felony counts, what they entail. We'll hear from DA Alvin Bragg around 3:30 is what we were told, so we'll have to see when he'll come out to speak to reporters. And, you know, we've got the 2024 election in play here, campaigning in play. We'll see what Trump is going to say, what his reaction will be. We've heard that he's wanting to speak outside of Mar-a-Lago when he goes back to Florida. We'll see if he listens to his legal team on not attacking the judge and you know, the legal process. That's kind of what we've been seeing the days leading up to this moment too from him. but it is such a historic moment.
Yep, and as you mentioned, he's going along the FDR. I can see off in the preview monitor, they've got the podium set up for Alvin Bragg. Eventually, he's going to take to that and break down. Here's a look inside right now. We're waiting to hear from the Manhattan DA about the 34 felony counts that he just charged Donald Trump with, as the former president is on the FDR, making his way back to LaGuardia to a waiting airplane and heading back to Florida tonight. We're expected to hear from him. And again, at this point, we still don't know the charges, whether there's been a gag issue, things like that. So that's where we're going to learn a lot from Alvin Bragg. And Linda Schmidt standing by. We had to break away from her when the former president left the courthouse. We want to get back to you, though, and just sort of check back in and see what the mood is down there.
Well, you know, Steve and Natasha, we all keep talking about the news conference that DA Alvin Bragg is going to be having, and he's going to be having that shortly, but it doesn't mean he's going to be taking questions. There have been many times where the DA will come out, whether it's DA Bragg or any other DA that I've covered in my time here in New York City. They may come out and just read a statement, make a statement, that's it, and that's the end of the story. Or he may, in fact, end up taking questions. Now, as far as the mood is out here, it is much quieter than what it was before. That's because the crowds out here have no idea really what's going on. Nobody can see the video, nobody can see the pictures. So most of these folks here are just kind of hoping that they're going to get a glimpse of the president. And I had to just tell some of the folks here that he's left the building already. This is an area here where they had set up some additional barricades before Trump had arrived this afternoon. This is keeping the public at bay here, and this is out in front of State Supreme Court, which is right across the street from the criminal courthouse. Additional barricades, of course, plenty of police officers down here, whether you're talking about court officers, NYPD, here throughout the streets in Lower Manhattan. Now, Trump, from what his attorney had told us, Joe Tacopina had told us earlier this week and last week, he said there is zero chance that he is going to be entering a plea deal. That is not going to happen. Now, if this does go to trial, that trial is more than a year away. This event today kicking off an historic criminal case here. Now, as he had walked down the hallway to go into court and walking in that same hallway coming out of court, prior to that happening, there had been some reports that, yes, he was going to stop and he was going to have something to say to the media. Obviously, his three attorneys advised him against doing that. They wanted this to be as seamless, as quiet, as uneventful as it possibly could be. So he was stone-faced. He walked down that hallway. He walked in. He sat at the defense table, something we have never seen before in U.S. history. A former president, or even a sitting president, sitting in a courtroom about to be arraigned on criminal charges, now facing 34 felony counts. Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention here to you guys, because we have been talking about this, we started talking about it yesterday when he had added to his legal team. Now, the attorney, he's a man by the name of Todd Blanche. Now, he is a very well-respected, white-collar criminal defense attorney. He had worked and he had been a prosecutor in the office of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District. So he knows how to handle felony counts. He knows how the system works. He had also represented Paul Manafort. If you remember, he is the former campaign chairman for Donald Trump from his 2016 campaign. And Paul Manafort, back in 2019, had faced charges, mortgage fraud charges, as well as others, under then DA Cy Vance. Well, attorney Todd Blanche represented him there, and he was the lead and leading him to a successful case and eventually got those charges dropped. Of course, Donald Trump knows this. He's paying attention to this. He's a New Yorker. Plus, obviously, he's paying attention to anybody who is associated with him and whatever is happening with any of their court cases. So Todd Blanche resigned from a very prestigious law firm to join and now become a three-member legal team, and there might even be more additions coming down the road. And by the way, that's not something that is odd at all. That has happened many times in cases, any type of criminal case. And the fact, too, that Donald Trump himself said not guilty in court, we knew that was going to happen. Joe Tacopina, his attorney, had told us that. And also, that is really nothing new either. I have covered